Well then, hello and welcome back everyone. Thank you for taking the time to resist. We are moving along quite quickly, and now that the message has been received, we have transitioned into a phase for action. During this stage of resistance, you may be subject to dangerous forms of crowd deterrence. Today, we are focusing on a supposed non-lethal system, Enel Dew, or Dew, which is a dangerous new military weapon using directed energy that our government has ready for use on protesters.
These systems use rather cumbersome dishes that are typically mounted on heavy vehicles. These energy weapons shoot an invisible beam, which will inflict pain on civilians from a long distance. Dew systems are designed to create a physical area of denial where it will be painful for people to enter or remain in that space. In this video, we will be discussing non-lethal directed energy weapons and how to defend yourself, as well as how to easily detect, and finally, how to defeat them.
To begin, large numbers of these Dew systems have been deployed around capitals and other large cities, and there is growing concern that they may be put to use soon. He had attempted to do this to civilian protesters previously, but was stopped. This time, I would expect not. So this being the case, what is Dew? Dew systems utilize focused high-frequency microwave energy to create a beam of heat-like pain which affects the skin from a fairly long range.
The Department of Defense spends about $1 billion annually developing directed energy weapons, such as high-energy lasers and high-powered microwaves. These weapons can disrupt or destroy their targets at the speed of light. For example, DoD has developed high-energy lasers that have successfully shot down drones, but speed isn't their only advantage. They're also less expensive per use than traditional weapons like guns and missiles.
This technology is just like what can be found in any older microwave oven that many have at home. Fortunately for us, with a little knowledge and preparation, we can defeat these dangerous systems quite easily. To defend against a focused energy attack, you will need to have a conductive barrier. Here are some examples of good conductive materials that will protect against directed energy.
First up is aluminum foil, as it is a superb low-cost energy barrier. For example, having a layer inside a protest sign could act as a shield. Another great material, if in a pinch, and for quick relief, is a wet towel or clothing as a barrier. If you need a flexible material, graphene sheet is a great cost-effective solution. Next up is wire screen or mesh. This is a superior barrier material that will also diffuse the electron particle stream so as to not harm those around you.
And it is transparent. Also, good news, carbon fiber works well as a barrier. However, polyurethane and Kevlar ballistic materials alone do not offer any protection. Lining these with steel mesh will. Now that we have touched on example materials for use as directed energy defense, let's now move on to how we can go about detecting Dew weapons. As you may recall, the directed energy beams are invisible, and you may be wondering, how can we detect their use without being exposed?
Well, fortunately, there are easy ways to detect directed microwave energy. One way is to use fluorescent tubes. They will glow in open air if exposed to microwaves. Fluorescent bulbs do contain mercury, so be careful. Or, and even better, try using tiny, cheap, neon-based indicator lights. Both of these bulbs will light up in the free air if one of the bulb connection leads has been bent at a right angle. There are no other components needed.
Place these sensors anywhere that could be exposed to directed energy weapons. And if they light up, you know there is danger. Combining these materials can be quite an effective solution, for example, as a ballistic shield lined with wire mesh and a neon sensor bulb on the outside.
Nice. What an epic solution. Sharpie approves. Now folks, in order to defeat these systems, we must understand that they run off electricity. Disabling power connections, generators, or its battery supply will disable the weapon. Use this knowledge to your benefit. Please remember and share this information if the time comes. So, heroes, I hope no one ever needs this information, but if this does ever happen, you have been given practical solutions that will help everyone stay safe while doing their civic duty. Alright everyone, that's it for this episode of Sharpie's Highlights. Please remember to like, subscribe, and donate to help us continue to get this information out to the public. So until next time, we love you all. Stay safe, stay loud, and as always, stay resistant.
Hey, yeah, you. Before you click away to watch someone unbox a tactical toothbrush, let's talk about something real. Political Drain isn't just another content mill. We're a digital front in a very real war. Not with bullets, but with ideas, with action, and with solidarity. We pair urgent news with critical education. And we build community around actual resistance, not the hashtag kind. The kind that moves. But here's the thing. None of this is free. It isn't. Behind every video is time, labor, research, and some weird guy asking if we're gonna pay the hosting bill. And yeah, some of that money goes to things we can't necessarily say out loud. If you know, you know. Let's just say our special ops aren't Call of Duty LARPers. They're people making real moves to protect, uplift, and organize. You're not just funding a channel. You're funding a resistance network in a world where capital still calls the shots. Unfortunately, in a system built on artificial scarcity, even mutual aid has a price tag. And if we want to grow, if we want to win, we need your help. We need your help. So if you've got even a few bucks to spare, toss it our way. It's not for ads, it's not for merch drops, but for people making moves in the shadows so others can do it in the light. It's just us and you. So fund the mission, fund the fight, fund the future, because nobody's coming to save us. We save each other. That's how this works. Follow us on all these things you see here, and our link tree is in the description. Maybe even get some merch.